We talk a lot about talent, right? And potential, and what it takes to be successful. But what if I told you that the way we measure all of it is just, well, fundamentally flawed? What if the yardstick we're using is completely wrong? That's exactly what we're going to dive into today, the mismeasure of natural talent.
It all kind of boils down to this really simple but super powerful idea. I mean, just picture that for a second. A fish climbing a tree. A pig trying to fly. It sounds completely ridiculous, right? Because it is. And yet, this is a perfect metaphor for something we see happening all around us every single day. So, okay, what does that actually mean, judging a fish on its ability to climb a tree? It's so easy to just hear that and think, oh, that's a clever little saying. But when you really start to unpack it, it reveals this huge, profound critique of how we decide who's valuable in our schools, at our jobs, in society as a whole.
All right, so to really get to the heart of this, we've got to decode the metaphor. Let's break down this impossible test piece by piece and figure out what makes it hit so hard. First up, let's talk about the fish. Who's the fish? Well, the fish is you. It's me. It's all of us, really. It represents every single person with their own unique set of skills and, natural talents. A fish is born to swim, right? To navigate currents, to just thrive in the water. That's its element.
Okay, so if we're the fish, then what's the tree? Well, the tree is the system. It's that standardized test that has no room for creativity. It's that super rigid job description or that one-size-fits-all metric for what success is supposed to look like. Basically, it's any external standard that's completely alien to what the fish is naturally good at.
And this is so important. It's not just about fish climbing trees. The original quote also mentions asking pigs to fly. And that's the point. It's this universal problem. It's not about one specific mismatch. It's about a whole pattern of setting these impossible, misaligned expectations for everyone.
So, who's the judge in this scenario? You might think it's a person, like a teacher or a boss, but it's usually not that simple. The judge is the system itself. The educational system, the corporate culture, all those social expectations, the whole shebang. It's the system that sets up this tree-climbing test and just assumes it's the right one, without ever stopping to ask if it makes any sense.
Okay, so now that we know who the players are, the fish, the tree, the judge, we can start to see how this all adds up to a massive mismeasure of talent. Let's really dig into why this test is just so fundamentally broken.
And this right here, this is where it all becomes crystal clear. Look at this. On one hand, you have the fish's true talent, swimming, navigating currents, breathing underwater, things it's a genius at. And on the other hand, the systems test, climbing, gripping branches, resisting gravity. These skills aren't just different, they're totally and completely irrelevant to each other. The system isn't actually measuring talent. It's just measuring how well you can conform to some random, arbitrary task. And listen, this isn't just some abstract idea. We see these flawed measures in practice all the time. Think about it. The brilliant artist who's told they're not smart because their math scores are low. Or the innovative coder, a total genius, who gets dinged on their performance review for not being a great public speaker. What about the natural leader who gets buried under paperwork? And yeah, the pig who's judged on its altitude. Every single one of them is a fish being forced to climb a tree.
And this isn't just some harmless philosophical problem. Oh no, this has real, actual consequences. There's a serious cost to forcing this climb, a cost for the person being tested, and frankly, a cost for all of us.
Just think about this for a second. The number of standards we use, it's often just one. One single standard used to judge countless, unique, incredible talents. We live in a world with billions of people, each one a universe of potential. And we try to cram all of that incredible diversity into one tiny, narrow box. It's wild when you think about it. And what happens then? Well, it creates this really tragic path to lost potential. Here's how it goes. First, that one single narrow standard is imposed on everyone. Step 2, because of that, a person's unique natural talent gets completely ignored. Then step 3, they're labeled a failure for not being able to do the thing they were never meant to do. And the final heartbreaking result? Their true potential is just never realized. It's gone. And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? See, the biggest tragedy isn't just that the fish feels like a failure. The real tragedy is that we all lose. The whole world misses out on what could have been a magnificent swimmer, all because we were trying to make it a mediocre climber.
So, where do we go from here?
how do we even begin to fix this? Well, it all starts with a huge shift in our perspective. It means we have to stop staring at the tree and finally start seeing the water.
You know, for the longest time, whenever the fish failed to climb the tree, we blamed the fish. We'd say it wasn't smart enough or it wasn't trying hard enough. But here's the truth, and it's so simple. The problem isn't the fish. It never was. The problem is the test. So, I want to leave you with a question to chew on. In your own life, at your job, in your family, in your community, what hidden talents are we failing to see? Who are the magnificent swimmers all around us that we're overlooking simply because we're all too busy watching them try and fail to climb the wrong tree?